Aloha, I'm Paul Normann. I'm the Executive Director of Neighborhood Place of Puna. And today I'm going to take a few minutes to talk a little bit about advocacy, political advocacy, mostly because it's just something we've been doing a lot lately. And I think the thing that to really remember when you start to think about advocacy is that advocacy is one of the primary ways that we hold our elected officials accountable on a regular basis, right? There's a lot of talk about, the elections and blah, 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 but elections are one-time big event, and you're going to have longer term and more consistent impact on your legislator if you advocate on a regular basis. So, and of course, you're going to have more impact if you focus on local issues, right? So if you advocate at the local level around issues that you are passionate about, you're going to have the biggest impact. And there are a few just things to keep in mind, a few guidelines that I think could be helpful if you've never done any kind of advocacy before. So first of all, pick your issue or issues, right? So Neighborhood Place of Puna, we're really focused on families and family health and child health. So those are the issues we advocate on. And specifically, we really focus on family homelessness, on ending family homelessness, because the impacts of homelessness on children are so far reaching, right? But also issues that impact child hunger, access to education, child health care, family health care, all those issues we focus on. And the reason I say to pick an issue that's important to you is because there are a lot of issues. And it's really easy once you start advocacy to get caught up in kind of the shiny object syndrome. Every issue that comes across seems important. I mean, they are important, but every issue seems like it's a make or break, or it's a life or death issue. And there are a lot of important issues, but you only have so much time and energy. So you got to really focus on the issues that are important to you and trust that there are other people who are going to focus on their issues. And, because if you get caught up in kind of the shiny object syndrome around advocacy, it's easy to get burned out, because advocacy can take a lot of time and energy, and it's a long game. And also you can get distracted. We see that a lot. We see that a lot in politics today, that there's a lot of what, so-called gaslighting and dog whistles and so forth to try and get people to focus on the issues that are politically expedient, maybe for politicians or big groups, but maybe aren't the most important issues for you. So just be aware, right? So pick your objects, stay on them, focus on them, because advocacy is a long game. We all want to think that if we start talking to our legislators, our county councils, our city councils, our board, our school boards, whatever it is, that they're going to hear us and there's going to be a big dramatic change. And usually that's not the case. Usually this is you're affecting change over time. And, it could take, and not to think that, not to discourage you from doing it, but it could take 20 years to affect the change that you need to affect. But it's 20 years of just showing up every time. So, and that's the thing, just keep showing up. Little bits of advocacy over time, consistently, are going to pay dividends. And also you need to know the facts about your issue, right? So what are the facts? What's actionable, right? So it's good to be inspired by, by your faith, by your sense of moral justice in the universe or in the world and so forth. But a lot of those aren't actionable. So if you want to affect change, pick something that is actionable. So again, for Neighborhood Place of Puna, ending family homelessness. It's That's the big goal. And then there are little actionable steps along the way. But ultimately, it is possible to end family homelessness here in our community. And we just need to keep focusing on it. So I encourage you, pick something that is actionable and know the facts. What's already going on? What's being done? How does the change you're advocating fit into the bigger picture of what other people are doing? Do your research. And don't do it alone, right? Get friends, bring friends along to do the advocacy, build teams, whoever it is, find allies who are working on the same energy so you can support one another's. Having said that, don't get trapped in groupthink, right? Just because a group thinks it's the right thing to do, continue to reassess. Is this moving us? Is this moving our community towards the goal that we think is important? Does this action move us closer, in our case, move us closer to ending family homelessness? Just bring it back, always bring it back to the reality check on that one. And, finally, know when to take a vacation, know when to take a break, because there's a lot of different aspects to advocacy. So first of all, advocacy is not just going out on the street and waving a sign. That's one thing that you can do, but really the bulk of advocacy, the bulk of affecting change, of making your elected officials know the issues that are important to you and encouraging to make change is, calling them, talking to them, submitting comments, sending them reports, joining committees if they ask you to join committees. There's a lot of small things, unseen things that are advocacy, right? We all think of the people out on the street demonstrating. That, again, that's one part. It can be more or less important. It's not the only part. You need the whole package. So there's a lot of work, a lot of places for different people to fit in. But again, the most important thing is that you find the issue that's important to you and you focus on it. And hopefully that's an actionable issue. And then trying to inspire people around you to do the work, to work with you, right? If it's a noble cause, if it is a cause that will reduce suffering in your community, that will make your community better for everyone, then bring people along to help affect that change, right? So I really encourage you to get engaged, to do some advocacy at the local level, or even within your church or your social group. I mean, that is advocacy, changing the way that the organizations that you already touch view the world, to take action in the world. You can have a profound impact, but you have to be willing to have your voice heard a little bit. So again, Neighborhood Place of Puna works primarily with families and children. Our big vision is to create a community in which every family has a safe, nurturing, and stable home, right? A safe, nurturing, and stable home in which to raise their children, right? Children are our future. We really need to focus on bringing the resources and help and supports that families need to be successful, so that our children grow up to be healthy, who grow up to be leaders in our community, who grow up to be positive change agents in our community. That's what Neighborhood Place of Puna is about. We work at several levels on that, providing emergency shelter, providing basic supplies, providing parenting education, providing, helping folks find housing, do a lot of work on the front, but we also show up at our council members' offices, at our state legislators' office, at our federal legislators' offices, and make them aware of the issues that are important to us in creating a world that is supportive of families, of creating a community in which no child has to experience homelessness. So if you're interested in the work the Neighborhood Place of Puna does, visit neighborhoodplaceofpuna.org. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Please follow our channel. And if you want to get notified when a new video comes out, you can just click the bell. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Aloha.